now we're gonna tour 17 Silverthorn Court, an Autumn Ridge subdivision in North Stafford, Virginia. This home was built in 2000 and it's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. So there's a full bathroom in the walkout basement. It is just under 1,800 square feet on the top 2 floors. Total square footage is about 2,500, and it's got a true walkout basement with a beautiful fenced-in backyard. So let's go ahead and take a look inside this beautiful home. And actually, before we step inside, I want to give you a tour of the exterior, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what this looks like from the outside. And you're going to notice some beautiful landscaping that is out here, and that continues through the backyard. So I'm excited for you to see that. But while we're here, I want you to just see the cul-de-sac. So truly, there are only I believe 2 or 3 additional houses that fall in here, and the cul-de-sac is truly right there where you can turn around and head straight back down to how you would get to this home at 17 Silverthorn Court. All right, now let's actually head on inside and tour this beautiful home. Welcome inside, and as you can see, they've done a lot of updates and upgrades to this beautiful home. So this is your garage. We'll take a peek at that later. Here you've got a coat closet. Also take a peek at that in a little. But I want to turn you to the right of the front door. So this room could be your formal dining room. As you can see, they're using it as an office. But really, if you wanted to swap out that light fixture, which is a newer light fixture, you certainly could do that and turn this into a more formal dining room, keep it as an office, turn it into a living room. I mean, truly, this area is something that you could use your imagination on how you really want to use it. The other thing I want you to note is the flooring throughout. So the LVP was added in 2020, which is just a really nice addition to the home, and it makes it nice and cohesive. It's a really neutral color, which is great. And then just wanted you to see the windows, which are almost floor to ceiling, which you're gonna see again in the family room area. So we're gonna back right into the kitchen and the main hub of the house. So as we walk through that doorway, you're gonna see appliances have all been replaced with beautiful stainless steel appliances. And I love this fridge because it does have the autofill on it. You can put a big bottle on there if you've got, one of the big thermoses or cups. And then it's got that 3rd drawer, which I always love. And the nice thing about this is they've updated the cabinets. These are not painted cabinets. These are all brand new. And I'll give you the updates on when they were done. And they've made it super contemporary where the island is actually offset with a nice gray, very neutral color. And then the white cabinets and the beautiful backsplash. And then they have the cabinets with the glass so you can highlight some of your pieces, which as you can see, they've done here. And the windows were also replaced in this house. So I'll give you all the dates for those as well. Here's your dishwasher. And one of the things that I always like to point out in the kitchen, there's actually 2. So this one is one of the things that I'm so appreciative when people add these for your trash and or your recycling, depending on how much you need for trash. And then I want you to just notice this. They are the soft closed drawers, which is so nice. And then they already have the separators in there, the wood separation pieces for you. And then out there is going to be the deck, and there's a pergola that does stay with this house, beautiful sliding doors to get out, and let's investigate the family area. So in the family room, as you'll see, really nice neutral paint. It does have a ceiling fan, beautiful gas fireplace. And then again, here are those almost floor to ceiling windows, which just lets in so much light. And it looks like it's beautiful outside. It looks almost like a picture that you're looking out with the green grass, and we'll tour what's happening outside, but I will tell you, it is definitely a place that you're gonna wanna spend a lot of time in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, really, you're gonna just wanna spend a lot of time there. So here is your pantry. These are the steps to the basement. We'll go down there towards the end. There's your front door. And I don't want you to miss the half bath, which is this doorway right here. So let's take a peek at what's going on in the bathroom. So here is your half bath. Again, beautiful colors, tile flooring, nice and neutral. And then they did do some updates. Hi y'all. With regards to the vanity, and then those are glass tiles for a backsplash, which is always nice because it keeps that drywall protected. And that is a newer front door. And this is just a great spot for backpacks and hats and purses and things like that. Again, I'll show you the garage in just a bit, but let's take a peek at that closet. And as you can see, great storage, and they did continue the LVP into the closet. All right, so now let's head upstairs and take a look at the 3 bedrooms that are up there. Okay, so we're almost at the top of the stairs, and I just want to show you there's attic access here. And one of the great features of this house is that the laundry is upstairs. So you do have the ability to do your laundry right off of the bedrooms. So I'm gonna call this bedroom 2. This one is bedroom 3, and the primary is actually behind me. So let's go into bedroom 2 and take a look at that right now. So it's got a ceiling fan. The carpet up here has all been replaced, and I'll give you dates for all of that as well. These windows were replaced. And just to give you perspective, because I know it's really hard to know what size beds and furniture. I know everyone kind of asks, like, what can I put in this room? This is a full, but as you can see, because of the structure around it, this actually could accommodate a king bed if it needed to. So I would say comfortably a queen, and then you could put in, your additional dresser or furniture in here. You'd have plenty of space for that. And 2 nightstands with a queen. And this one does have a walk-in closet, which is awesome. So here's your walk-in closet. Lots of great space in here. And now let's go take a look at bedroom 3 as we pass by the laundry. So bedroom 3, this definitely could be accommodating a twin XL without an issue at all. It might be tight if you had a queen in here. I think you could fit it, but not much else beyond that. And then here's your closet. And although this isn't a walk-in closet, I just want you to see this. It is a very deep closet, which is so nice and offers you lots of options for storage. And the new carpet has been continued throughout. And then here's just a sneak peek of what you see from your window. Now let's take a look at the bathroom. So as we head out of bedroom 3, let's look at what the full bathroom looks like. So as you'll see, it's the tub shower combo, tile floor, just very neutral colors, which is wonderful. And then, hi y'all. You have a medicine cabinet, which is always nice. And then a good sink space, which that vanity has been replaced. All right, now on to the primary. So in the primary, you'll see vaulted ceilings, ceiling fan, tasteful paint throughout. Again, that carpet that's consistent with the upstairs. And I just want you to note, you could fit a king-size bed in this room with no problem. They have 2 large nightstands. There's a large chest here, as well as a dresser and mirror. So you have plenty of space if you do have quite a bit of furniture. And then here is your walk-in closet we'll take a tour of, and your luxury bathroom. Plenty of space for a television if you wanted to hang it, or additional pieces of furniture here. And again, just 2 really lovely windows that have been replaced off of the primary bedroom. So let's take a quick peek into that closet, because I know everyone wants to know, how much storage do I have? How much stuff can I put in there? So this is a large closet. It does have access to the attic. And then you'll see you've got tons of space here, and there's still a little bit more stuff behind the door there. And then let's take a look at the primary bathroom. So tile floor, a nice large walk-in shower. And you'll notice that they did put privacy screening on the window, because that does face the front of the house. And then they have, I call it a sweetheart tub, because it looks like it could accommodate 2. So it's a nice large soaking tub. And then a double vanity, which is wonderful. And then there is the commode right there, which is nice because it is tucked away. You don't see it. You didn't see it when we walked in. It is tucked around the corner. So that's really nice for privacy. So let's take a look at the basement. So I will meet you all the way downstairs. So now we're headed to the basement, right off of the kitchen. don't get scared. Ah! I'll just give you a kind of a swing around so you can see a little bit of what the basement offers. You go to the left, but we are actually gonna head to the right because this is the third full bathroom. So you'll see it's got updated lighting, tile flooring, nice cabinet, which is at a great height. And then you've got a large walk-in shower, which is really awesome, with a low threshold to get in, which is also nice. And then let's see the entire basement. So this room, you could really, you could make this room whatever you want. Great for a movie theater room, gaming, you could make it a craft area. There's just a play area for the kids, just so much you could do. And I just want you to see those windows, even in the basement. I'm not sure how well you can see them, but even these windows, the cellar windows as they call them, would be called, they have been replaced as well, which is awesome. And then that first door there, that's the storage that runs underneath the stairs. Here's your utility closet right here. And then there's another door for additional utility closet. Here's your true walkout basement. It is a flat walkout, which is wonderful. And then I wanna head this way because there's a little extra space that you might not have seen right over here. So there's an additional bump out, which is kind of cool. So really you could turn this area into whatever you want. You can see that they've got it set up like a little bar. I am from Jersey, so I just have to give a little shout out to Frank Sinatra. If you didn't know, I am from New Jersey originally, but I've lived in Virginia for, 20 something years. So real quick, let's just see, because everyone wants to see the HVAC. There's a humidifier, as you can see right there on the unit. And I'll give you some information on what's been replaced. And I'm just gonna kind of drift you through, but you can see there's the water heater with the pan. And then that's the additional door on the left and some extra storage that they've got right back there. All right, next we're gonna head outside. So as we head outside, I just wanted to point out that these doors have been replaced really easy. They slide like butter across the track. And we're headed out onto the Trex deck. So there are those floor to ceiling almost windows from the family area. And then here is the deck, which does have stairs to go downstairs, which we'll see. Just kind of give you a highlight. This is the vinyl siding of the house. Here's your window from the kitchen. So easy to pass through if you had anything to pass through to the table here, right from the kitchen sink. Plenty of room, beautiful spot for dining, having a cocktail in the evening, and then you've got this nice gazebo with the sunshade that does convey. And I'm just gonna show you the side yard because there's your door access with the walkway, and there is a really pretty water feature down there you might hear. We'll go down there and check it out. But it is a fully fenced in backyard. So let's go ahead and step down so you can see the backyard from actually the ground level. Before we do that, I'll just kind of give you a quick pass through so you can see. So I'm at the bottom of the stairs, and here is that beautiful water feature. I just love the sound of this. And here is that actual walkout door from the basement. So this kind of gives you perspective. And it is onto a nice concrete pad. I'm just gonna step back a little bit to give you an idea of how large this pad is. And it's wonderful because it's got shade, just natural shade from the Trex deck above. But you have so much room here to just relax. I mean, you could make this a whole separate living space outside if you wanted to. And then the flower box, I mean, I don't know if you have a green thumb or not, but this is already a beautifully established flower garden, which is just wonderful. And then there's one of the cellar windows. That's near where Frank Sinatra was on the other side. And then your fenced in backyard. And I want to point this out. This grass is like amazing. It's beautiful. But it's so well manicured, not just the grass, but I mean, the flowers. Here's your shed, so you can store all your tools and lawn care equipment or your chairs and stuff in the wintertime. But just look at how pretty, I mean, just the maturity of the roses. It's just beautiful. And then just a nice zen place to relax. You've got a fire pit there for the summers, making s'mores, or even in the fall. And then here you've got a stamped concrete patio, which is great. Easy, low maintenance, nice area, just another beautiful area to retreat to. And then I'm gonna turn around and show you the back of the house just so you can see that. I mean, this grass is amazing. And I know the sun is kind of maybe obstructing a little bit of what you can see, but the house is beautiful. 17 Silverthorn Court in Stafford, Virginia. It's got everything that you truly need. And there aren't many other houses, you can see, I'm just gonna show you the backyard perspective, that go down into the court, which I will show you as well. So let's just step inside and I'll give you a little bit of highlights of the things that have been updated and upgraded since the sellers have moved in. So here is a full update sheet for you to take a look at. But as you can see, they've done a lot of the major components of this house, the water heater, even the attic insulation, the kitchen appliances. So there's that refrigerator that we were talking about before. The AC unit was taken care of in 2021 along with the furnace. All the beautiful luxury vinyl flooring that you see throughout was done in 2020. And then big ones that a lot of people wonder about or don't think about. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. But you've got a new roof, new gutters, and that new garage door, which I'll show you, and new windows, and the basement was finished. So the last part of the interior part of the house that we're gonna take a look at is that garage. So let's go take a look. So one thing I like about this is it's got a screen door. So when you wanna let that fresh air in, but none of the bugs, you can leave your garage door open and then have the screen door open, which is awesome. Oop, I just don't want it to slam too loud. So here is the newer garage door, which is insulated, which is awesome. And I love that they put the windows. And then just to show you how much room this garage has, it is a 2-car garage, but they have a deep freezer here. I mean, you have room to put things here. If you wanted to put another refrigerator outside, you certainly could do that. It's got the workbench, which is right over here. And it's got pegboards on both sides of the door, which is really convenient. You've got some nice shelving that's built in, some extra room. And then there is the pull down stairs to the attic access in the garage. It does have the My Q garage door opener, which is always awesome. You can program those right to your car, so you don't necessarily need the clicker. And this is a 2-car garage. Thanks for taking a tour of 17 Silverthorn Court in Stafford, Virginia. And if you have any questions about this property or any other homes in Stafford or Fredericksburg area, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm Ginger Walker with Give Back Team over at Coldwell Banker Elite. Until next time, see ya.